if Bitcoin ever becomes successful as a currency, my view is that the governments will outlaw it as a currency because governments don't want to lose monopoly, don't want to lose control. And I would also remind you, some countries have already outlawed cryptocurrencies. India. Well, if you're sitting there with all your money in crypto money and the internet's closed, all of these politicians and academics say, forget gold, it's obsolete. Maybe, but us old peasants want to have some gold in the closet or under the bed when things go wrong.
Gold and silver, once considered top financial assets, are now generally perceived as outdated and weak assets, preferred only by senior citizens and unserious investors. Investors are lured by the yields and dividends generated by bonds and stocks and, in recent years, the highly volatile cryptocurrency market. Cryptocurrency investors are especially critical of gold and silver and are known to frequently compare both markets. But they are not the first group of people to describe precious metals as outdated. In 1924, economist John Maynard Keynes famously called the gold standard a barbarous relic, dismissing gold as obsolete in both usefulness and value. However, 99 years after this statement, the International Monetary Fund, a major financial agency of the United Nations and an international financial institution funded by 190 member countries, published a paper questioning the narrative about gold being a barbarous relic. In their summary of the paper, the authors wrote, "After moving slowly downward for the better part of 4 decades, central bank gold holdings have risen since the global financial crisis. We identify 14 active diversifiers, defined as countries that purchase gold and raise their share in total reserves by at least 5 percentage points over the last 2 decades. We document 2 sets of factors contributing to this trend. First, gold appeals to central bank reserve managers as a safe haven in periods of economic, financial, and geopolitical volatility when the return on alternative financial assets is low. Second, the imposition of financial sanctions by the United States, United Kingdom, European Union, and Japan, the main reserve-issuing economies, is associated with an increase in the share of central bank reserves held in the form of gold." In a recent interview with James Conner, legendary investor Jim Rogers shares his views on the cryptocurrency market and why he has decided to stick with gold and silver, despite the enticing gains cryptocurrencies have recorded since their creation. Jim mentions some risks associated with cryptocurrency investments and why he prefers to hold tangible assets like gold and silver. As we present clips from the interview, please hit the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on the notifications bell for more videos on gold, silver, and other commodities. Thank you, and enjoy the video.
I've never bought or sold any cryptocurrencies. They've turned out to, well, scratch that. Many of them have disappeared and gone to zero. As you know, there were thousands at one time, and they're always cropping up every month. I have never played long or short any of them. Crypto has been a huge success. My view is that if it ever, as a trading vehicle, it's great for whoever knows what they're doing and is trading it. But as I say, many have disappeared, and many Bitcoins have disappeared. I don't know where they go, but somebody steals them or whatever. But if Bitcoin ever becomes successful as a currency, my view is that the governments will outlaw it as a currency because governments don't want to lose monopoly, don't want to lose control. Again, throughout history, governments don't like other people controlling money, and they will make it illegal. Now, the crypto guys say, we're smarter than the government. Of course they are, but the government's got the guns. The government's got the tanks. Money is going to be on the computer, Jimmy. You cannot take a taxi in China with money. You cannot buy an ice cream. The Chinese are way ahead of the rest of us, but every country is now working on computer money, and it's going to be there, but it's going to be government money. It's not going to be your money and mine. And I would also remind you, some countries have already outlawed cryptocurrencies. India. Well, if you're sitting there with all your money in crypto money and the internet's closed, you're in a bit of a bind. So there are shortcomings for cryptocurrencies as well, and not just government actions. In Myanmar, they close the internet. Close the internet. What do you do if all your money's on your phone and the computer's closed? Texas electricity went down. What do you do if you're in Texas and there's no electricity and all your money is on is crypto money? I mean, maybe you have an answer. I don't know. I wouldn't have. I don't know. If I needed to go down to the shop and buy some bread and the electricity was down, I wouldn't have any money.
So I guess that makes a good case for gold and hiding it under your bed.
Well, I own gold and silver. I would rather buy silver than gold right now because it's cheaper on a historic basis. But Jimmy, I'm an old peasant. You know, all of these politicians and academics say, forget gold, it's obsolete. Maybe, but us old peasants want to have some gold in the closet or under the bed when things go wrong. And so I presume that enough old peasants like me who will continue to buy gold and silver in case. Well, I'm a little surprised that gold was up almost 100% in the last 18 months. I don't consider that languishing. For those, silver's up more than 100% in the last 18 months. Yes, and compared to Tesla, compared to Bitcoin, of course it's not up as much. But I hardly consider 100% a languish in 18 months. But the answer to your question is, of course, there are many other things that are hotter and more exciting right now for many people. And I mean, what's the thing that was last week? GameStop, whatever that thing was called, where they had the short squeeze. It's much more exciting than boring old gold.
The boring label attached to gold and silver investments is, in fact, the reason why many investors buy both metals. Boring means stability, insurance, and security. Exciting means a lot of volatility that could spell doom. Then, we also have to consider the confiscation risks. Experts are certain that we are nearing the eventual collapse of the global financial system, and governments are going to embark on a widespread confiscation of properties to restart the system. Everything will be up for grabs, with the exception of tangible assets like gold and silver. In his book The Great Taking, author David Rogers Webb warns that we are on the verge of the great taking of all collateral. This will include all financial assets, all money on deposit at banks, all stocks and bonds, and all privately owned, personal or otherwise, property financed with debt. According to Rogers Webb, if this great taking is even partially successful, it will be the greatest conquest and subjugation in world history. Then there is the WEF's "You'll own nothing and be happy" warning. They want to confiscate everything we own, and digital currencies might make their goal easier to achieve. Let's get back to the interview.
Because he's more multifaceted, but I mean, it doesn't, so what? I'll never be as good a trader as Paul Tudor Jones or Roy Neuberger. And if they find great trading vehicles, do it. Don't listen to me. But you ask about it. I'm just suggesting to you that if Bitcoin and the others become successful as money, they will be outlawed. But if they just continue as trading vehicles, as long as people can make money trading something, history would indicate they'll keep trading it. Most things, though, that people have traded constantly and forever have had ultimately some economic use. I mean, the Mississippi bubble, 300 or 400 years ago, at least theoretically, there was land in the South Seas that you could speculate in. The tulip bubble, at least theoretically, you could take your bulbs and plant them and have tulip. Great trading vehicles have eventually disappeared if that's all they were. But maybe Bitcoin is going to go on forever, and cryptos as trading vehicles. As I say, if they become successful as money, I suspect governments are already starting to outlaw them. And Jimmy, governments are all working on crypto money, computer money. I said in China, you can't take a taxi with money. They don't. I tried to buy an ice cream in Beijing. The woman couldn't say, she'd never seen money. She was 19 years old or something. She gave it to me. the ice cream in the end because she didn't know what to do with money. I mean, now I have, even I have money on my phone now, but it's government money. It's not crypto money.
Well, Jim, maybe then next time we speak again in 6 months or so, you might have a digital wallet with some Bitcoin in it.
Well, I have a digital wallet in the sense that I have money on my phone. Solar energy, apparently solar energy is getting me bigger and bigger. You need silver, many things. So silver is just cheaper. But if it were reversed, if gold was down 45%, silver down 10%, I'd say buy gold. Buy both, but more silver.
So silver is trading around $30 an ounce. The all-time high is $50 an ounce. Are you a buyer of silver at these levels?
No, I'm waiting. There's a correction going on. Many just liquidating their gold and silver. But wish I could time like Roy Neuberger could. I'll buy more gold and silver somewhere. I just don't know when. Maybe
the Indians are selling their gold and buying Bitcoin.
Maybe they are. And if so, hooray, hooray, hooray. Except India's made Bitcoin illegal. So, they're brave Indians.
Rogers has shared great insights about cryptocurrencies and precious metals. Do you agree with him? What's your approach to investing in 2024? Do you prefer the exciting environment of the cryptocurrency industry or the more stable precious metals market? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. If you liked this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.